Welcome to the Halloween edition of Behind the Glass with Dean Serneels. We start off with a bar trick every week. We have an excellent show planned for you this week, by the way. I'm going to show you what this is all about. It's perfect for your Halloween, as long as you've got some wonderful rum in it. We'll get to that in a few minutes. But first, the bar trick, and I'll tell you the solution to this at the end. This is one of my favorite tools for working behind the bar. I've got a very simple tool that costs only a few dollars that allows me to take a perfect rind off of an entire orange. And if I'd have taken even more time, I could have got every single bit of that right off of there. In fact, you could take this and draw any kind of design you want inside an orange, just like that. Dean Serneels, there it is. We've got a great show. Allison is working the booth today. She is our producer. She's doing a wonderful job. And we have an extra special guest, Flairco alumni. Okay, there was really only like a couple of us anyway. But Mike McLean is joining us later on today, ladies and gentlemen. He's now with Mix It Canada. You can check that out online after this show because you're clearly busy right now. Yeah, he's going to be on as our guest. He's going to teach us a few things a little bit later on in the show. But first, welcome. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm getting all excited here. Welcome to Behind the Glass with Dean Serneels. All right, I know you're getting all excited. Here's my little pumpkin of the day. We're going to show you how to make him and how to have some fun this Halloween. We're coming back over here. Now, I've got pumpkin in here. This is one of those chocolate waterfalls and some pineapple and some strawberries. It's time to have a cocktail. Oh, I get tricked by that all the time, even at work when I have guests in front of me. Here we go. One of our favorite beers. Stand back! Oh! Almost got you right in the head. There we go. Poor Allison was flinching. Ah! All right. This is one of my favorite seasonal cocktails. Of course, Halloween is coming up next weekend. I couldn't go on November 1st and do a Halloween episode because, well, everybody'd be like, well, you missed it, Dean, too late. So here are a few tips and tricks that you can do behind the bar or in your home while you're entertaining at home or otherwise. This is a pumpkin stout and some pineapple in pumpkin. Delicious. Soaking in some Pusser's rum. Woo! Doesn't get any better than that. We got a little bar trivia for you here right now.
In what year was the original bar book, The Bon Vivant's Companion, released? Was it 1806, 1862, or 1881? Find out after this.
Welcome back. I hope you're struggling and itching your head to answer that question. We'll know the answer to that right after this little segment. Let me teach you how to make some of these fun pumpkin cocktails I've got planned for today. Hey, if you live in the New Albany, Louisville area, this is the outfit I'll be wearing at Levi's Bar, Union, next Saturday night. I'll be on some stilts and emceeing. We've got a great circus group coming to plan, and we're going to have a good old time. So come on out and see all that. Let me take this off because it's darn hot in here. Pumpkin season. I'm using pumpkin Real. Yes, I work for Real. If you want to make your own pumpkin syrup, I suggest getting a pumpkin pie filling Giving that a little taste, perhaps adding some sugar syrup to it, some simple syrup, sugar and water, of course, mixing that together until it has a nice runny texture. You might want to add some other spices like clove and nutmeg to it. And if you want to create your own, rock and roll, baby, just go ahead and do that. I'm using the pumpkin Royale. It already has all those great spices in it. It's absolutely delicious. So, but I'm not here to advertise pumpkin Royale. I'm just going to use it because it's darn easy. And so this is the chocolate fountain. You see it at weddings. You'll see it at all kinds of other festive occasions. The chocolate fountain where you take some strawberries, a couple of pumpkin dude, and you run your strawberries inside the chocolate. All right. But of course, this isn't chocolate. Oh, he's dripping everywhere. Hey, look, we got 2 cameras on today. That's pretty sweet. I'm soaking this in rum. So there's pineapple pieces. I've got some blackberries, some strawberries. Gosh, what else could I possibly use? It is the season, so not only can you soak the fruit in this great rum. I like Pusser's rum. It has to be a dark rum. I don't like putting a white rum in this. I know it's not a dark rum, but it has to be a rum with some more substance than the white rum. Look at this great plate here. I've got some great apple, different pieces of apple, just running it inside the pumpkin syrup there. Absolutely delicious. Hey, how about some Oreo cookies? This is a great way to put on some extra pounds. I'm holding my COVID-19 right here. COVID-19 is how many pounds we all gained while we were in quarantine. 19, yes. All right, so there it is. Just delicious. Even some strawberry shortcake. Look at this. Strawberries soaked in Pusser's rum. Just like so. And then we'll take some of the pumpkin. We'll try not to make too much of a mess. Put it over top of that wonderful strawberry shortcake. Absolutely delicious. Hey, here's a Twinkie. I cut up a Twinkie, and I would love to eat it. I've had so much sugar today, testing this thing out today. So many options. What a great fun thing that you can set up as a little buffet for your Halloween party. So that's drink or edible number 1. And of course, this is the pumpkin stout. My pumpkin stout using some pumpkin syrup. Maybe a little splash of rum. And I'll give this a little stir because I want to dissolve the sugars into the rum. And then your Guinness. Now, I'm not going to teach you how to do this trick because I think we have someone coming on in a later episode teaching us how to do this. Oh! Shattered my light up there. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Got all kinds of great comments coming in there. Aaron Flaherty's looking for some pretzels. Can drag her on the screen. Awesome. And Laura Smith. Hey, Laura. Long time no see, girl. How are ya? Pumpkin stout. This was a favorite in in a big national account a couple of years ago. It's absolutely delicious. It doesn't taste like Guinness, and it doesn't taste like pumpkin. It kind of has its own really cool, unique flavor to it. Diddle-dish. Allison's like, hey, I want some. And last, but certainly not least, for my coffee today, another cocktail. I have some great coffee ground up and in the bottom here. Now with some pumpkin and some hot water. Here we go.
Laura Smith says she misses you in fall.
Ah, yes. Laura Smith is in Niagara Falls, hanging out. Nick should be on here soon. He hasn't missed too much. This is actually a Coffee Mate flavored cream. There we go. And by pressing up and down, I'm mixing the pumpkin, I'm mixing the coffee. Yes. Starbucks has got nothing on this, baby. Good stuff. Pressing it all the way down there. Whoa. I'm going to let that sit. Allison and I are going to enjoy that with the little busters. We'll be up all night. It's going to be wonderful. 3 really simple ways to use pumpkin in your cocktails this season. Just pussers with a little bit of pumpkin on ice is going to be a little bit delicious for me today, right after the rest of our trivia.
The original bar book, The Bon Vivant's Companion, or How to Mix Drinks, was first released in 1862.
Mike McLean's bar trivia, did you see that? I've always thought that Jerry Thomas looks like Mike McLean, or Mike McLean looks like Jerry Thomas. I'd like to see him dress up as Harry Thomas or Jerry Thomas for Halloween. Now, Mike McLean, I'm going to see if I can move this aside. Our very special guest today, ladies and gentlemen, Mike McLean. One day, way back in the 90s, the late 1990s, I went to a bartending competition or a meeting in Kitchener-Waterloo, and I left my day timer behind. This was long before phones and everything on our cell phones. I left a day timer behind. And this guy said, hey, I'm going to come to see you and give you back your day timer. And that was the first favor of a bazillion favors that this guy has given to me over the years. He is, or was, my right-hand man at Flairco and helped run the ship and keep the ship sailing for the many years that we did. Flairco would not have been the success it was without Mr. Mike McLean. He was an FBA judge. He judged over 250 bartending competitions with the Flair Bartenders Association, and is now the lead trainer for Mix It Canada Beam Suntory. Right after this joke, we're going to talk to Mike McLean. Bad bar jokes with Dean Serneels.
And now, Bad Bar Jokes with Dean Serneels.
A pirate walks into a bar with an eye patch, peg leg, and a hook for a hand. The bartender notices his leg. How did you get the peg leg? The pirate replies, it were many years ago, and I were walking on the deck when a wave swept a shark aboard. The shark bit me leg off. Wow, replies the bartender. What about the hand? The pirate replies, it were many years ago. We were walking on the deck when a wave swept a killer whale aboard. The whale bit my hand off. Oh, replies the bartender. How about the eye? The pirate replies, it were many years ago when we were walking on the deck when a seagull out of nowhere pooped in my eye. And that blinded you? Asked the bartender. No, it was the first day with the hook.
This has been Bad Bar Jokes with Dean Serneels.
Those are really fun to put together. After we edited them all, we realized the sound wasn't perfect, but we're running them anyway because we think they're darling. Bad bar jokes with Dean Serneels, and the seagull pooped in my eye. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to bring him out of the green room. I'm going to pour myself a little bit of rum and a little splash of pumpkin. Can you please help put your hands together for Mr. Mike McLean? We're going to bring him out. Where's Mike? Mike, are you out there?
Hey, Dean, how we doing?
Very good, sir. How are you doing?
Not too bad at all, not too bad at all.
Excellent. I see you've got quite a collection of spirits behind you.
I happen to have some, yes. As you may guess, my office isn't normally this clean, but I have been doing some virtual interviews out of here. So I set up a little display up there to showcase some of the brands I get to work with.
Nice. I love your salute to the Flair bottle up there.
Yeah.
That was a great time, man.
They were the good old days. I couldn't help but remember you're cracking the bottles there. a certain instance when we were filming the videos, and you almost took out the really, really, really expensive camera doing the same trick.
I did. There was when we were making the Flairco DVDs, we had like I don't know, like an $80,000 camera floating over top of us on this jib, and I popped the cap, and it actually hit the camera. It didn't hit the lens, but it hit part of the camera. So there was some hooting and hollering in the studio that day.
Yes, that could have made our that project a little bit more expensive and harder to redeem the sales with. But yeah.
Right. So Mike and I go way back. Gosh, you came out to the second time that I went to Quest for the Best Bartender. You came with me. That's correct, right?
That was January '99.
January '99. Yes, and the Flair bottle.
There's two quests in '99. There was a January, then there was a fall one as well, and that's when I think Matty came with us the second one, and they wouldn't let him in for the finals.
Oh, that's right, because he was 20 years old. He was underage.
Yeah, he was there for qualifiers, but not there for the finals. But yeah, we go back. I think it was '97 was the bar comp at Loose Change Louis.
Yep.
In Waterloo, and then you'd come up that second time, and that's when you forgot your day planner, and I brought it back down to Filthy's in Burlington.
Yeah.
And as they say, the rest is history.
Filthy's in Burlington. There was a restaurant that I worked for called Filthy McNasty's. Yeah, they actually had to find a guy named Filthy McNasty to make sure that they could use his name. So, Mike, we had a great run with Flairco and the Flair bottles and DVDs and portable bars. Gosh, we lit it up back in the early 2000s. Today, as I'm doing more and more social media, I get more and more people that are coming on saying, "Hey, I learned from your DVDs. I learned from Flairco. Thanks for doing Flairco." And that was over 10 years ago for us now. So I'm now learning even more how much of an impact that Flairco had on so many young bartenders.
Well, I think, honestly, your invention of the Flairco bottle is what changed the game, because I can remember back in the day, practicing after work, and you could only practice as long as you had empty glass bottles, and once you broke them all, you were done. So that was 5 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, half an hour, an hour. But once they were gone, you're done. And
Correct.
With the invention of the Flairco bottle, it allowed bartenders to practice anytime, anywhere. And I do not think we would be where we are today with the exposure and the skill level of flair bartending around the world without that creation.
And without you behind it helping to sell it as well, get it out there to all the different corners of the world. So, Mike, you are no longer with Flairco, obviously. Well, yeah, Flairco Event Services you still run, correct?
Technically, yeah. I run my own business called Flairco Event Services, but I work on contract with Beam Suntory Canada up here, and I run their national training program called Mix It, and actually have a bunch of our old school flair bartender friends that work for me as well as Mix It trainers, including Mr. Mike Adu, Mr. Steve Benson out of Ottawa. We had Mr. Sam Dalport, who's currently in Singapore now, was also on staff. We took experienced bartenders, and then we've added in the cocktail element to help train the staff, and let's just say we're doing pretty good.
That's so fabulous, and I love the fact that you're using all the old flair guys. Doing flair teaches you how to perform and be comfortable in front of an audience, even though you're just throwing bottles around in a competition. But it gets rid of that stage fright. So when you need to do a talk, when you need to do a presentation, an educational piece, you're so much more comfortable.
There's also the element too that those flair bartenders, they're committed to what they're doing, so they're willing to put in the time and effort to perfect their craft. They're not just going to go read a book and say, "Okay, I'm good." They put hundreds of hours into practicing. So to spend that, instead of flipping balls, they're practicing their technical skills, or even their presentation skills, or learning product knowledge, things like that. They're willing to invest that time because that's what kind of person they are. And
it pays off in dividends. in my job working with American beverage marketers, I still run into so many guys that are ex-Flair guys. Philip Raimondo and Brian Lukmas. Cash was actually our guest last week,
Yep.
who is an International Bartender of the Year and runs a speakeasy now. Doesn't flip bottles, but got started in the world of Flair. Mike, the job today for you is to teach the people following us today. We've got Michael Moran's following us. Vlad Slick Bartender is following us. Ooh, don't I feel special? He hit like 3 million on TikTok.
Really?
He's got 3 million followers on TikTok. He's awesome.
That's crazy.
He's got to get another job. Well, I guess his job is pretty good. Love you, Vlad. You're going to be a guest on here once we work out the bells and whistles here. But Mike, your job today is to teach us something. So, what did you bring for us to teach us after your 25 years of being behind the bar?
Your most important tool behind the bar, your head. And when you got to remember, whether you're a brand new bartender or an experienced veteran, when people walk into your bar, you're selling them an experience. So you have to have the ability to try to read your guests and understand what kind of experience they're there to get. If that involves a little, back and forth and maybe some entertainment, then you have to understand that. If they're there, they just want to sit down and have a quiet drink, again, you have to read them and understand what to do to meet their expectations. Because if you don't meet their expectations, they're going to leave. They're either going to be sad or they're going to be mad. And a guest that leaves because they're sad or mad, they don't come back as often, and they certainly don't spend as much money. And in this day and age, when capacities are limited in bars, you need to make sure that you're giving everyone the best experience possible. So you need to, again, look to see what they're looking for service. Are they looking to have small talk? Are they looking to banter? Are they looking for you to tell jokes, to make fun of them? Are they looking to watch you make a great tasting cocktail? Or are they asking you specifically, hey, what do you recommend? I'm looking for a great drink and this is what I like. Or they want to be left alone. And honestly, almost every decision you make behind the bar comes down to that ability to read the situation, whether it's the guest, how busy they are, what else you can do behind the bar to keep your station clean, keep everything stocked. As the saying goes, when you go in the weeds, it starts with one drink, and then it gets worse from there. So if you stay on top of things and think your process is through, keep yourself clean, keep your mise en place and ready to go, it makes that much easier to be able to do that.
So when people aren't on the bar, what do you suggest is some of the ways to keep their head clean so that when they get on the bar, they can have a professional shift without any of these bumps that you're talking about, bumps in the road?
Well, it's tough because you got to leave it at the door. I mean, whatever has happened to you outside of your shift, you have to leave it all at the door. And if you're not in the right mind space or physically able to be there, then you shouldn't be there. I'll give you the extreme example that I can talk about. Watching the Flair bartenders work at a place like Carnival Court. And I can remember having a great conversation with Mr. Christian Delpesh one time, because that's a bar that's driven by tourists. So it's not like you have a lot of regulars. You might see them once a year, but every night's another night, and you have to be on. And if you're not on, there's no point in being there because people are coming in for that Carnival Court experience. And if you're not there, then that wrecks it for them, and you're not going to get the money out of them. You're never going to see them again. So it's one of those ones that they were better off to just not work if they weren't in the right mindset or right physical ability to be able to go and do what was expected of them.
So the guys in Vegas, they are as ready to go every shift as any of the other performers in Vegas, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And if anything, it's harder because they're performing a service, but they're also serving at the same time. So they have to have that whole interaction, reading their guests, staying on top of everything, but they also have to make great consistent. Well, it's not like they're making elevated cocktails there by any means, but you take a well-established cocktail bar that does high volume, same thing. The guests are expecting a certain level of service, but they're also expecting that incredibly high level of cocktails, and consistency is key. That makes the difference between being a hot new bar or restaurant versus one that's been open for 5, 10, 15, or 20 years. And if people can't expect that same consistent experience, then it's just a flash in the pan. It's not going to last.
Right. Tom Alley has a new podcast, Bar
Yes.
Stars, podcast. I think he calls it. He and his wife Jackie, I believe. They just had Flippy on last week. Flippy was the guest on Tom Alley's Bar Stars. So it's a great podcast. I encourage you, if you haven't seen it yourself, Mike, or heard it.
I got to watch. I didn't get to watch Flippy's yet. I haven't had time, but that was on my my schedule for this week, was to make some time to sit down for that.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I fell even deeper in love with Flippy. I have this man crush on Flippy, as everyone knows. I heard his favorite band is Metallica, and there was something else that we had in common. Now it just skipped my mind. But Mike, I wanted to ask you, of all these things that you're talking about today and using your head, how much of this translates into your teaching with Mix It Canada?
Very much so. So what I try to do is, when I'm doing a training, again, whether it's to a group of new bartenders or very experienced bartenders, I try to relate it back to why it's to their benefit. So I let them think it through. So for example, why you want to make your drinks in a specific order to make the most complex first, working down to the easiest, because that's the quickest way to make the round. Well, why do you want to make the round quicker? Because then you can sell more, and if you're selling more, you're probably making more in tips as well. So when you serve your guests faster, you have more happy guests, and you sell more, you have a happy boss, and of course, when you sold more, you're going to make more in tips as well, which means it benefits. It's the exact same thing that a lot of owners and managers tell their bartenders to do, but when you turn it around and make it relatable to them as to why they want to do that, then they can think that through and go, okay, this makes sense to me now. It's not just somebody telling me I have to do it this way. This is why I want to do it this way, because it's in my best interest.
So cool. I'm so glad you're sharing that. I mean, that's really what this whole Behind the Glass show is about. I start with a bar trick, and I'm teaching some silly cocktails, some fun and simple cocktails. I'm trying to take some of the pretentiousness out of bartending. It's become so serious. It's lightening up. Well, I don't think it's lightening up much, actually. People are taking it so seriously because it's a big money venture now and a big game, that I'm just trying to put some fun back into it. Because when I was bartending back in the 90s, 90s and 2000s, it was all about just kind of having fun behind the bar, entertaining guests, doing magic tricks, doing bar tricks, telling jokes. That's why all of that is in this little magazine show, as I call it. So I love the fact that you guys are out there teaching that with Mix It.
Yeah. What I'm seeing a lot more of these days is that there are still the pretentious cocktail bars, I'll say, but more often than not now, when you're seeing a new place open, they aren't the super serious, like, you have to do 39.5 stirs exactly for your old fashioned. They are making it more about experience, but making it fun. It's not like, again, I'll tell a fun story. When you and I first went to a little place called Milk and Honey down in New York City, we were down there for your birthday, and we were sitting at the bar, and the bartender, a nice French lady, was sitting there, and she went to make a cocktail together, and she had her shaker tin, and she put it up beside her head.
I tell this story all the time.
And we were just blown away. It was like, but we were like watching. It was like, we were
Why is she pausing? Why is she pausing? We're missing like this. There was a big paradigm. We were just standing on the edge. We were about to learn the most miraculous thing about bartending. Go ahead.
It took till the end of the night when we were done and drunk for us to finally get the courage up to ask her, say, what were you doing? I think it was the bee's knees, actually. What were you doing with the bee's knees? And she's like, what? It's like, you had it up beside your ear there. What were you doing? Like, we're getting the ice in the right spot. Like, what were you doing? It's like, oh, no, Sasha was talking to a guest over there. I wanted to hear what he's saying. And we were just like,
she wanted to hear a manager.
So,
we were doing some celebrity spotting that day, too.
Who did we see?
Was it I can't remember, Elijah Wood? Was he sitting at the table? Yeah.
Yeah, he was up in the front corner booth. Yeah. I just remember after that we went from one extreme to another because we left Milk and Honey and then we went to Coyote Ugly.
Right. That was your trip. Every time we went to New York, You made us do the Speakeasy and Coyote Ugly, the Speakeasies and Coyote Ugly, and you know what? We
ended
couldn't
up
have any
doing,
choices. We had to follow whatever Mike McLean was doing. So we as a
no, we had
group
to
would
put
do
the
that.
Hogs and Heifer over because it was closer to the Javits Center. So we
Right.
didn't go back to Coyote Ugly's, but we were in one of the dive bars for sure.
Right. Well, the Coyote Ugly thing turned out to be a pretty cool venture too, but we'll have to save that for another episode of Behind the Glass, right? Last thing, you've got your hat?
I do, yeah. Just a sec.
When Mike and I first started Flairco and we started going to trade shows, we would wear our top hats and bowler hats, and we looked like absolute dorks, but everybody remembered us. And stopped and talked to us and was, what's this all about? What are you guys doing? And it was a great little gimmick for us. So today I'm wearing my top hat because I'm going to be at Levi's bar. You're very good friends with Levi. Next Saturday night for Halloween.
You'll probably be able to let him walk underneath you if you're wearing stilts.
That's true. I hope
Like,
he's watching. Hey, I've got someone special here to drop a note. Allison's going to pull it on the screen.
All right.
Do you remember Robbie Taylor? He says, coffee drink.
Sleepy tea.
Sleepy tea.
From Chicago.
You want to tell that story real quick?
Oh, which one? I will say this.
When
Rob
we named him
always
Sleepy
put
Tea
together
because we were at the
best-
Ken Hall
Go
was
ahead.
talking and introducing everyone at the Legends of Bartending, and Sleepy Tea had traveled overnight and been out all partying in Vegas for the first time, and he fell asleep during the presentation. And there were all the bartenders. There was, I don't know, probably 100 of us in the room, and there's one guy sitting on the floor, just sound asleep, sitting on the floor. So we all stopped and made fun with him. So there he is. Sleepy Tea out of Chicago. Miss you, Robbie.
Yeah, he had some great competitions. It was always a themed event, and he always made sure that
Hey, Terry.
we had a really good time.
Yeah. Cool. Well, you've been with Mix It for a few years now. Let's go to the next screen. I want to have you tell us where to find you on the internet, if we can.
Certainly.
Oh, actually, I got to do with the bar trick. I'll do that after. There we go. Cool. Hey, there's Allison. That is our beautiful producer. We're still working out the details here. Can we jump Mike onto there? She's working it out. So we're going to get you back, Mike. There you are.
There we are.
Can you go solo, Mike?
Sorry, yes.
All right.
So,
This is the first time using this portion of the program here. So,
Right there.
yeah, so everybody, I need you to tip Mike. I need you to send Mike some likes and some subscribing. So do some subs to Mike. Mike, tell us all about your different programs here and what we're to expect when we log on.
So right now I do a Friday virtual happy hour, 5 p.m. Eastern, every week on both Facebook and Instagram, where each week we've got a different theme. So obviously this week coming up, we're going to be Halloween cocktails. And then possibly starting this week, if not next week, we're going to be doing an interview session called Mix It With. And up here in Canada, in Ontario and Quebec, we have some areas like Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, and Quebec City, where the bars and restaurants are closed for inside. In Toronto, they're allowed to have patios, but it's really, really tough for the industry right now. So for Mix It With, what we're going to do is interview a different bartender or bar manager or owner-operator every week, and we're selling cocktail to-go kits. I don't know if you knew this, Dean, but they let us, in Ontario at least, sell cocktail to-go kits with a sealed bottle and all the fixings to make your cocktails. So I'm going to go through and try to showcase those every week with a different account, just to help show them some love and show people the different options that are out there, and show just how much this whole pandemic is affecting our industry.
Yeah, that's fabulous. At least there's some way to be creative on getting some income in. I have a fun cocktails to go segment that I'm going to do, but I'll just tell it to you since you're doing this anyway. I go on Amazon, and you know those sealable plastic bottles are 16 ounce, and it's a like a proof cap. You screw the cap on, and you can tell if it's a tamper-proof cap, is what I was trying to say.
Yes.
So I put all the non-alcoholic ingredients, including herbs or any fruit or anything else, inside these plastic bottles, seal them up, but I leave enough room. I leave 1.5 ounces on the top, and then bring out a little airplane bottle. So you can sell a little airplane bottle and the sealed cocktail, so they can add the spirit at home. So
that's almost exactly what they've been doing up here. Different accounts have gotten really creative. We've been very fortunate because obviously Beam Suntory, we've got a huge range of products, but we've also got a lot of good options in the small little bottles too, whether it's like those small little 2-ounce bottles or a 375 ml or the 750s. So it does give the different accounts some options. Margaritas were huge because we had a Hornitos Reposado and a 375 ml. So tons and tons and tons of margarita kits going out everywhere. Even Maker's Mark. We've got Maker's Mark bourbon in a smaller bottle too. So they were used in a lot of different old-fashioned kits, whiskey sour kits, things like that. So it's kind of like a lifeline for some of these bars and restaurants because otherwise they really have no way of earning an income. So.
And what's going to happen? Winter's coming. It's not too far away. What's going to happen with these bars and restaurants? What's the trick?
I don't know at this point. I mean, some of them are trying to cover and heat their patios. That only goes so far. It comes back to the general public, and people got to wash their hands, wear their masks, and stop the spread. And when the numbers start going back down again, then some of these areas, Toronto in particular, and Ottawa, and Montreal and Quebec City, they might be able to open them back up for a limited indoor seating again, in which case the bars and restaurants have a chance. If not, I honestly don't know how they're going to make it through the year.
Well, I appreciate all the work you're doing out there to try to keep morale up on the streets and to bring some education and fun to people while they're quarantining or while they're taking an extra day off or something. So I appreciate everything you're doing out there. Mix It Canada and the Beam Suntory program. Of course, I started that program for you. I have to tell everybody. But you've taken it and of course put your own Mike McLean twist on it and taken it into an absolutely much higher level of professionalism than I ever could have. And I just love watching how you've grown that program. So congratulations to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say last year we did over 380 different modules.
Wow, different modules or classes?
Like total combined.
Wow, that's Daniel Uribe right there saying, "Go Rock Stars."
Hello, Danilo.
Danilo. Hey, do you know how to remember Danilo's name? Jim Allison taught me. Danilo. That's what Jim Allison taught me. That's how you remember Danilo Uribe's name.
Never had that problem.
Anyway, Mike, I got to wrap it up. Everybody's itching to find out what my bar trick of the week is. Thank you very much for joining me. And feel free to type in and say hello on our next episodes, and perhaps we'll have you back out.
I was going to say, am I eligible for the trivia?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah, we're playing trivia at 10 o'clock. So, yeah, please join us. We'll put you on Allison's team so you and I can go head-to-head.
All right.
With our trivia. If you're not,
didn't you write the questions?
Sorry.
Didn't you write the questions?
No. We took questions from the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire game.
Okay.
We spent a couple of episodes writing questions and transferring questions and rewriting them, and we said, you know what? This just stole our entire Sunday. So we figured out a faster, more economical way to do it. So nice. We're just reading cards, and we're just going to have a drink and have some fun. So we'd love to have you guys.
Good.
All
awesome.
right, so stick around for 10 o'clock. We're going live with bar trivia, and we'll see Mike McLean on there. But before that, let me get to our bar trick. Thanks, Mike. Everybody say thanks,
no
Michael.
Thank you.
We'll see you later, Dean. Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.
All right, we're back to our bar tricks. Let me take you through exactly how to do this little bar trick. All right, it's not really a bar trick, but I wanted to bring it out at Halloween because one of the best bar tools I've ever had, and I'm very saddened that it broke on me, was from a pumpkin carving kit that you can only get this time of year. They come with these always some cool tools. There's this cool little thing perfectly designed to hang on, and there's this little knife here. This one's pointed and this one's a square. All right, and with a nice navel orange that has really thick skin on it, you can actually carve anything you want. I just dig this in, and see how I made a little jack-o'-lantern out of this guy, and just carve. There we go, and pop that out, and that pops out perfectly every time. You can do all kinds of things just with an orange here and get really, really creative. It's that time of year. These tools, whenever I go through a grocery store or a Walmart or absolutely anywhere, I'm always looking for these. If anyone finds one that's a little razor blade that has this little knife on it, call me. I need to find it, because that was my favorite bar tool. It makes perfect orange zests. Might be a little too wide, according to Johnny, but they're great and they look really pretty. So there's another S hanging on my pumpkin. There it is. What a great episode we had today, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank Mike McLean for joining us. We had a fun bar trick, a couple of cocktails, and a silly bar joke. I want to thank Allison, and let me tell you what's going on next week. There's Allison. Say hi, Allison. Send Allison some of those clappy emojis in the comments, if you will. She's our producer, and she's learning how to do this software while I'm preparing all this on the bar. She's preparing the software and making this really happen for us and making this look so professional. So thank you, Allison. I really appreciate all your efforts. Next week, our guest next week is all the way from Cuba. Can you click down to the next one? It goes to you. Well, let's do it. Let's see Allison again. There she is. Boom. There it is. There's Allison again. Next week, Ariel Alfonso Trellis is all the way from Cuba. Now, here's a young guy who has just embraced everything about bartending. He does flair. He's right there. He's bring him on there. Bring Ariel on there. There he is. That's me. Ariel is joining us. He has embraced everything about bartending. He's down in Cuba, where bartending supplies are hard to come by at some points. He's got if you go to his Instagram, he's got this long list of certificates, and he's a beer expert and a whiskey expert and a this expert and a that expert, and he studies flair as well. So just like this magazine show, Behind the Glass, is designed to do, it's put every single tool in the bartender's pocket, including jokes and trivia and stuff. Ariel's working really hard on that, and he's going to share some of his tips and tricks next week, right here on Behind the Glass, 9 o'clock Sunday Eastern. Please join us. So thank you very much, Ariel. We'll see you next week. And ladies and gentlemen, I think that about rums it up. Rums it up. Hey, how funny was that, right? It rums it up. Yeah, pouring some pussers today, having a good time with pussers and some pumpkin real. Kind of an ironic thing there, but you know who I am. And I love you all. Thank you very much. Oh, yes. Well, that's because I don't want it to. There we go. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Stick around at 10 o'clock. Allison and I go live with DNA Trivia. Back and forth, we have a little bit of trivia action with Who Wants to Be a Millionaire questions. Thanks very much. I hope you guys all had a good time today. Hey, welcome everybody. I got my mask on. Yeah, I actually wear this mask when I go to grocery stores into Walmart and walk around. It's funny because I go to Walmart and the old ladies look at me all weird, but I go to Home Depot with it on, and the guys in there are like, "Hey, cool mask, man. That's a cool mask." So, hey, it's Halloween next week, but this week is not our Halloween show. I hope you guys joined us a few minutes ago. We had Mike McLean on Behind the Glass with Dean Serneels with our lovely producer, Allison. Say hi, Allison. Welcome to DNA Trivia with Dean Serneels and Allison Scott in our little drinkies. We're upgrading that. I love those little anime or emoji things. Our whole show is built on those. So, ladies and gentlemen, last week we tried something different, and this week we're trying something yet again a little different. Feel free to chime in on the comments. Let us know you're there. We are going to be selecting 3 people per team, so we'll have 4 people on each team. Feel free to comment in and let us know you're watching. We have questions from the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire game. I have 15 questions, and Allison has 15 questions. And she's going to read the $100 question. I'll read the $200 question, etc., all the way up. And whichever team has the least incorrect answers will get the $1 million question at the end of the game. All right? Is that pretty clear?
I thought it was.
Yeah? So, Allison, you're going to read questions to my team, right?
That's correct.
And I'm going to read questions to your team. All right. Very good. And we'll just kind of keep loose track. All right. Looks like it's kind of quiet out there, huh?
It is.
Yeah. Mike McLean must have gone back to bed. He said he was going to be here.
I know, he did, didn't he?
All right.
Maybe he went for a restroom break.
Maybe he did.
Or a popcorn break.
Well, let's get started without them because we're here for us. All right. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go first, right? All right. Ladies first. I'm going to mix a cocktail while Allison is looking for question number 1, the $100 question.
Mm-hmm. You ready?
Just let me squirt a little bit of pumpkin in there.
Oh, there's Mike.
Hey, Mike's here. Yay! Thanks for joining us, Mike. Mike is on Allison's team. We already decided that as Mike was our guest on Behind the Glass. Looks like there's only 3 of us on all of the internet. There's only 3 of us on this show right now. If you're out there, I need a team member. Please join us. All right, I'm just stirring up a cocktail for Allison. All right. Mike's laptop updated on him right now. Oh, gosh, poor guy.
Of course.
All right, I'm going to run this over to Allison, all right? She deserves a cocktail. She worked really, really hard all afternoon putting together our show. Cheers. Cheers. All right. All right, here we go. Mike, you be...
Yum.
I wanted to clean this up before Mike McLean made fun of me for having my messy bar. All right. What a great, fun conversation. Cindy La! Hey, Nick, Cindy, you guys going to be around for the whole hour? I need somebody on my team.
Nick popped up next. So
Nick Arenas is on my team for sure.
I'm taking Cindy.
Oh! Nick, you're on my team. Allison's going to read questions, and you and I have to answer them against Mike McLean and Cindy Law. Cool. Nick used to be the beverage director for all the arenas.
He's here for a bit.
So Nick Arenas. So fun. All right, Nick, you're on my team. It's you and me, buddy, against these other 3 brilliant geniuses.
All right, Mike and Cindy, don't let me down.
All right, Allison's question is for Dean and Nick to answer.
All right. Here we go. Which 4 letters can go before both vision and phone?
Huh?
Which 4 letters can go before both vision and phone?
right.
info, xylo, tele, or gram. That's
Oh,
INFO,
gotcha.
XYLO, TELE, or GRAM.
All right. So, Nick, if you say in your comments, final answer, we go with it. So he says cell. I think it might be tele.
Oh.
So there's telephone and television, right? Tele, was one of the answers.
Yes, it was.
Nick, do you agree with me that that might be the answer? Cindy, you're on the wrong team. Shut up. Love you.
Don't be held with those
Love you.
people. Xylo.
Xylophone. Yeah, that works.
Vision.
But xylovision.
Oops, not my turn. Love you.
All right, I'm going to call this one. Nick, it's tele. Final answer.
That is correct.
Yes. All right, Nick, we got one.
Agreed, yes.
All right, tele. Final answer. Hey, he's got it. Yeah, we were thinking at the exact same time. Nick and I are like connected in our brains. All right. Here we go. Allison, Mike, and Cindy, this question is for you. It's no, you get the $200 question.
That's right.
All right. Former professional wrestler Jesse Ventura is governor of which U.S. state? Or was governor? I'm not sure if that's still.
Oh.
Hey, Nick, you're drunk. Hey, I'm on my way. Woo-hoo. All right. I'm not really either. So, all right. Jesse Ventura is or was the governor of which U.S. state? Was it Illinois, Oregon, Arizona, or Minnesota? Because I don't know if he's still the governor of said state.
Yeah.
Mike, Cindy, no Googling. There's no Googling allowed.
Come on, guys. I don't have any idea. That's an easy one.
All right, keep it to yourself, Nick. Don't tell anybody.
But if it slips out, that's okay.
Oh, Mike comes in with a final answer. D, Minnesota. Well done, Mike. All right. All right, Nick, this one's for us. Coming in from Allison.
All right. This one's for 300. What color was the Incredible Hulk when he was angry?
Oh.
Really? Purple, green, black, or orange?
Orange is the new black. That'd be a different episode altogether. Nick, you want to take this one? What color was the Incredible Hulk when he was angry? You don't want to make me angry. You won't like me when I'm angry. There's Megan Surnials popping in. We need to put Megan on a team. Megan's on my team.
Megan's on your team.
Yay! Megan, you're on my team. Nick says green chartreuse. Anybody going to drop a final answer on me? We're going to go with green. Final answer if Megan says it. She's like a Marvel maniac. Green chartreuse. Final answer. Yes.
Yes, final answer.
All right. Good job.
That's correct.
Thanks,
Good job,
Megan. Thanks, Nick. All right. Megan and Nick are on my team. Megan is my daughter. Nick is my buddy down in Nashville. Hey, Nick, we come down to Nashville every now and then. We'll look you up on our way down. All right. And question number 5. Hey, we got all those cool like openings. The other screens that go with question number 5. Bloom, bloom, bloom. Hey, watch this. This is fun.
Oh, I'm a terrible producer.
No, you're doing awesome. $500.
$500.
That's question number 4. $500. There's no timer on it, so you have to move forward.
Okay.
Boom! Here it comes. $500 for. The names are gone because we switched.
Okay, I got it.
So just click back up
That's
there.
all right, I got it.
We're reprogramming this thing as we go. So Nick, Mike, and Cindy, this question is for you. In which city is the Louvre? Did you like how I rolled my tongue there? The Louvre.
That's adorable.
Is it Florence, Paris, Amsterdam, or London?
I think it's Paris. That's my guess. Not my final answer. What were the other choices?
So festive.
What were the other choices?
The choices for in which city is the Louvre for Mike and Cindy. Florence, Paris, Amsterdam, or London? I don't know.
Paris, final answer.
Oh, Mike comes in with Paris. Final answer. Paris. Final answer. Well done, sir. All right.
All right.
Hey, if you bring in like my guys, can you put them on my side, and then your guys on your side for comments?
Oh,
I think that'd be fun. Whoa! Here we go. Question number 5.
Sorry.
Allison has another question for us. Mike, Nick, Megan, I hope you're still there. Here comes a question for us.
Which singer is famously known as the Man in Black? This is so unfair.
This is awesome. Johnny Cash, final answer.
Ugh.
I just dropped it. I'm sorry, guys. There's a story behind it. There's Ariel. He's on next week.
I didn't get to say the
All right, tell us what were the
right.
choices? I'm sorry.
Kenny Rogers, Glenn Campbell, Johnny Cash, or Willie Nelson?
Sorry, Nick and Megan. I'm sorry. I just took that one. See, whenever I go to Starbucks or any other coffee shop and they say, "Can we get your name for the order?" I always say Johnny Cash. We went to a restaurant the other night. She goes, "What's a good name for your reservation?" I said, "Johnny Cash." She said, "Oh, that's a good name." Johnny Cash, final answer. There's a Johnny Cash museum in Nashville where Nick is living. And actually, there's a beautiful speakeasy magic restaurant in the basement of the Johnny Cash Museum. You'll have to check that out. It's something card. Nick, tell me the name of that place. Something cards. So there's a lag. I had it first. Oh, yeah, 17 seconds. I jumped on it. I should have given them a chance. All right, here we go with our next question.
Gotta redo this.
This is the $1,000 question or the?
You,
I messed it up, didn't I?
no, you just won the 1,000.
Oh, I just won the 1,000. You're right. So this is the $2,000 question. All right.
House of Cards says Nick.
Thanks, Nick. House of Cards. Yes, you have to go online, you have to reserve, and you have to dress up. Otherwise, you will not get in. I've watched people get kicked out because they had crappy shoes on. All right.
Be careful what shoes you wear, or you might slip and fall on your way to the bathroom. Not that that's ever happened to me or anything.
Yes, it has. All right. Who wrote World According to Garp and the Cider House Rules?
Are you kidding?
This is a $2,000 question.
Seriously.
Whoa.
And you just got Johnny Cash.
Yeah, I just had Johnny Cash. I should have read the other side, but this one's better. Who wrote World According to Garp and the Cider House Rules? No Googling. Was it John Irving, John Updike, Ann Tyler, or Robertson Davies? Mike and Cindy, we need you, baby.
Cider House Rules was a really good movie, but I don't know who wrote it.
Allison needs you. John Irving, John Updike, Ann Tyler, sorry, and Robert Davies. Who wrote World According to Garp?
We're on a delay, so they're coming.
Right.
Maybe.
It's gone quiet. Everybody's so quiet. A. John Irving?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
That's your guess?
Maybe.
Nobody else is popping in.
Okay. What were the other choices?
John Updike, Ann Tyler, and Robertson Davies. Oh, Mike says D. Davies.
John Irving. Uh-oh.
Oh, no. John Irving was A, and that was your original guess.
Mike's not 100%. Let's go with John Irving. Final answer.
Oh, she said final answer. Who wrote World According to Garp? It was A. John Irving.
Yay!
I thought we had him on that one.
Oh, Megan, thank you very much. I love the sweater too. It's nice and cozy.
Thank you, Megan. $4,000 question coming from Allison to Dean, Nick, and Megan.
All right. These are out of order.
Oh, they are kind of out of order, aren't they?
There's 2,000, then 8,000, then 4,000. Yeah, we're getting this in a little bit.
We tried.
Oh, okay. Which Alfred Hitchcock film did Gus Van Sant remake in 1998? The Birds, Psycho, Vertigo, or Rear Window?
1998?
Yes.
And who was the director?
Gus Van Sant.
Oh, Gus Van Sant. He's one of my favorites. Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen a Gus Van Sant movie. Just trying to think of which one of those. Nick's a little nervous.
Sorry, I didn't mean to drop that right in front of your face.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
I think if you just drag it over and drop it, it goes right on our faces.
No, I just if you let go too soon.
Right.
Yeah. Anybody?
Nick, Megan, you got a chance. You got a guess for the 1998. Nick says The Birds. I'm leaning towards Psycho. I think Psycho was remade years ago. But The Birds would be my second guess because I don't know Vertigo or the other one. That's a total swag though. Did you get a free shirt with it? I don't know what a swag is.
I don't either.
So.
I know the word, but.
What do you think, Nick? Megan?
Nick thinks the Birds. I really have zero knowledge of any of this.
All right.
Megan.
I love your honesty. Nick, you want to go with The Birds or Psycho in 1998 remake? Simple, wild-ass guess.
Go with your gut then, Dean.
I'm going to go with my gut and say Psycho. Final answer.
That is correct.
Oh.
Good job.
Thank you, guys. Question number 8. $8,000 question. I got these upside down again.
Uh-oh.
All right. Oh, darn it. You got Mike on your team.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. $8,000 question. 1 kilogram is equivalent to how many pounds? You had to have a Canadian on your team who knows what a kilogram is.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. Is it 0.75 pounds? Is it 1 pound and not the British currency? Is it 2.2 pounds or 4.2 pounds? 1 kilogram is equivalent to how many pounds?
I'm just a dumb American.
1 kilogram is how many pounds? Oh, what do you think of your pussers and pumpkin?
It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Your head's really big compared to mine.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, you have like this giant head. This is my girlfriend. She's a giant. What a beautiful smile, though.
Oh. 2 meters, but not kilograms. See? Oh, 2.2 final answers.
Oh.
2 final answers. Pounds. Yay, Mike.
Mike says 2.2 pounds. Final answer. And the final answer is C, 2.2 pounds.
Woo! Google, help me. No, we can't use Google. They're not there.
We're not allowed to Google.
Years of shipping bottles around the world have made it easy to do the conversion as well.
Ah, yes,
yeah, that would do
yes.
it. All right.
Mike was shipping Flair bottles all around the world. Ariel, say hi to Mike. Mike, say hi to Ariel. Ariel is next week's guest on Behind the Glass with Dean Serneels. And a Flair bartender, dude.
All right.
$16,000 question. Easy peasy.
I gotta jump all the way back up here for this one. All right.
Nick, Megan, here we go.
Which of these is not, seriously, is not a common part of the common toilet bowl?
Pardon?
Which of these is not a common part of the common toilet bowl? The tank ball, the hornet, the float, or the lift arm?
Okay, can you read the four answers again?
Mm-hmm. The tank ball.
The tank ball?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I know that is something else, but.
Right. That okay.
The hornet.
Hornet.
The float, or the lift arm?
Well, the lift arm is connected to the float, which is connected to the knee, which is connected to the backbone. No, sorry. Lift, float.
Nick says hornet.
I've never heard of a hornet, but like, I'm curious that they threw hornet in there as like just so ridiculous of a thing. It must be part of the toilet.
The tank ball is not typically called a tank ball either.
What is a tank ball?
Well, the ball, the ball that floats, but it's called a ball cock.
Isn't that the float?
Yeah. No.
Oh.
Maybe. Yeah, could be, but that's not the correct term. The first one, as far as I know, maybe it's Canadian.
Megan says hornet.
All right. What is a hornet? I don't know.
I don't know what the hornet is on a toilet. Megan says hornet. I think we should go with Megan.
Final answer? Charlotte Hornets, Ariel says. Or the first one. You both seem interested.
Go with tank ball.
This is tough.
Drop a final answer on me, Nick, and we have to do it.
Tank ball has to be it, says Nick. I don't know. This is a tough one. I think this is a trick question. Whose team am I on?
Cindy, you're on Allison's team.
I'm just making jokes about the parts of a toilet.
Oh, so Cindy clearly knows what a ball cock is.
I thought everyone did.
Well, Cindy does.
That's my girl.
Final rank ball?
What?
Tank ball. He says tank ball, final answer. Oh, I said it.
Oh.
I think Nick's saying tank ball, final answer.
Okay.
Really?
It's a hornet.
That was a hornet?
It was a hornet.
That was ridiculous.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
That was like reverse psychology questions.
I totally eliminated one of the answers for you.
Did you?
Even, oh, Darsh!
Hey, Darshwood's here. Nice. Yeah, we've got some low balls right here, buddy. Woo. And that's not just because I'm getting older. Okay. So let's get on to our next question.
Oh, hang on. Oh, gotta go all the way back up.
All right.
Sorry. Okay. All right.
Click. There it is. $32,000 questions. That was a trick question, Nick, and I didn't. I should have just gone with it because I saw it as a trick question. I should have thought, oh, that's a trick question. They tricked me. All right, $32,000 question. Mike and Cindy, please pay close attention. Which is the fastest creature on two legs?
Oh.
Which is the fastest creature on two legs? Is it the human or the roadrunner, the ostrich, or the grizzly bear? Meep, meep.
It's the roadrunner.
That's what my noise was, but I haven't even looked at the answer. I don't know. I was just.
Well, is it real?
I was just trying to make a good noise.
Real creatures or not real creatures?
What's up, Darshwood? Hey, we have to do breakfast, man. Darshwood's the best magician in New Albany, Louisville area. If anybody's watching and you want to hire a magician, call him.
Penguin.
Call me and I'll connect you.
Penguin, that wasn't one of them.
Penguin is the fastest animal on two legs. He's from Cuba. Chasing penguins.
Yeah, I think it's the roadrunner as well. But are they talking about real creatures or Can it
The
be
roadrunner is a real creature.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a small bird.
Oh.
Yeah. The coyote catches you.
Ostrich, final answer. See, I think it's the ostrich as well. Oh,
Is it
no.
human, roadrunner, ostrich, or grizzly bear?
I'm going with Mike and saying the ostrich.
Mike says ostrich, final answer.
Well, Cindy says the roadrunner, but
That's Sunday morning cartoon, she said.
that's what I'm going with. But that's where I get all my information. But we'll go with the ostrich.
I have to go with the rules, and Mike said final answer. I'm so sorry to say that it is C, the ostrich.
Yay!
Yay!
I was totally with you though, Cindy.
I should have put Mike on my team when I had a chance back at Behind the Glass.
Sorry.
But I love my team anyway. Megan, are you still out there? $64,000 question coming from you to us.
Mm-hmm.
Ba, ba, ba.
Which of these figures holds a sword and scales? Britannia, Justice, Liberty, or Neptune?
Hey, Megs!
Megan's still here.
So which character holds a sword and scales?
Scales.
And what were the options?
Britannia, Justice, Liberty, or Neptune? Richard Dershowitz says Justice. Oh, so he's on your team now. You just adopted him.
Yay! Richard's on our team now. All right, Richard, you're officially on our team. Well, you will be in a second once we get your name up. And then if you say final answer,
Oh, Nick said final answer.
Nick Arenas comes in with final answer. Lady Justice is the final answer. Yes, we're going with Lady Justice. Justice is lost. Justice is real. That's a Metallica song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah. Woo!
Yay.
Nice work, everybody. Good job, Megan.
Megan, woohoo, smart people. Wow, everybody said the right answer.
All right, what's our next dollar value?
We just did 64, so we are at 125.
Thinking. All right. Justice is the right answer. Here we go with a $125,000 question for Mike and Cindy and Allison. Which artist designed the bottle label for the 1973 Chateau Mouton Rothschild wine? Wow, that's some serious question.
Thank you, Alex. Trebek.
If only you had a mixologist on your team. The 1973 Chateau Mouton Rothschild wine. Was it Picasso? Was it Dali? Did I say that right? Dali. Yeah. Hockney or Warhol? Who designed the 1973 Chateau Mouton Rothschild wine?
Well, what is it? The wine or the label?
Yes.
What does the label
yeah,
look like?
the label. I don't know what it looks like.
Because I can't,
Nick says Stan Lee.
I can't make an educate.
Richard, you're on my team. You can't answer that. Don't give it away.
Is it a crazy label?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Oh.
Well,
You're the booze dude.
I am a booze dude, but
Oh. Darsh.
there's a delay. He's just hearing my thing now.
Well,
Nick, buddy, you're our beverage director.
I can't.
We're both beverage people.
Ow.
You can't Google, Darsh! Don't Google!
You can Google, but you have to keep it to yourself. Warhol. Yeah, I don't know. I would have to see the artwork.
I know Warhol did an Absolute bottle,
I
but
need to to know, like.
Oh, Mike comes in with Picasso final answer. I don't know. Mike's timing is like Google timing. You know what I mean? It's like he's like looking up something or something, call a friend or something. You know what? Let me take a look and see what the answer is. The answer is A, Picasso.
Yay, thanks, Mike.
Well done. Well done. Good job, Mike. Whoop, my little Mike fell over. My little Mike fell over. Get it? Yeah. All right. $250,000 question. Hey, team, we are one behind. Darsh, you're on my team. You can answer this question, but you can't Google it.
No Googling. Oh.
No Googling by yourself.
All right. Who is Sega's computer Hedgehog hero? This is fixed.
Why is it fixed?
You gave me this stack of cards.
I did not fix a thing. I already got one wrong.
Just to make it look legit.
Well, we're way behind. Mike's calling me out for calling him out. Yes, there is a lag.
Stop complaining. I appreciate you, Mike.
Yes. Richard says Sonic ? Sonic the Hedgehog?
Oh, Nick says Sonic as well.
Somebody dropped me an FA. Final answer, Sonic the Hedgehog. I'll take it.
That is correct.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? The Jim Carrey movie with Sonic the Hedgehog was actually pretty good.
It was so good.
Just like everybody says about my drinks. They look at my drinks and they go, "Really? You're mixing those together?" And then everybody tastes my drinks and go, "That's actually pretty good." Yeah.
I can hear the lag through the vents.
Megan's upstairs right now listening to my booming voice echo through the vents.
That's funny. All right.
Question number 14. All right. Team Allison, Mike, and Cindy, if you get this wrong, then we're going to have a playoff question. If you get this right, you will be going for the $1 million question.
$1 million.
I was going to say we need like some fancy music or something, but you nailed it with your $1 million. All right, here we go. $500,000 question. Who invented the first microwave oven in 1947?
So rigged.
You're winning. How could it be rigged if you're winning?
You keep getting all the easy questions.
But okay, because this is a tough question. It's a $500,000 question. It's supposed to be tough.
And Sonic the Hedgehog wasn't a tough question?
That's true. That wasn't very tough. All right, so here's the, was it, I forgot that I had to read the answer.
Oh, yeah.
First microwave oven invented in 1947 was invented by, oh crap, Christian Holzmeier, Robert Watson Watt.
What?
Watt. Actually, it was just Watt.
Oh.
It wasn't Watt.
Is there an H in it?
No, there's no H in it. So it was Robert Watson Watt. Percy Spencer or Gregory Bright.
Thank you,
Bright.
Mike.
Bright.
Yes, my thoughts exactly.
My answer to you, Mike, is no. So, who invented the microwave oven in 1947?
Somebody with a microphone.
Oh, thanks, Ariel.
It's coming, Cindy.
Christian Holzmeier, Robert Watson Watt. What? Percy Spencer or Gregory Bright? I'm going to take a look because I don't know. Now I do.
Can we phone a friend?
No, we can't Google. Can't phone a friend or Google. So, Nick has been drinking. Gregory sounds nice.
Ariel's on my team. My guess is B or D. I don't even remember what they were.
Thanks for narrowing it down.
What was B or D?
Robert Watson Watt was B, and D was Gregory Bright.
And Mike's guess is Spencer.
Oh, Richard, you magician, you.
Oh,
pixie.
What was the? Oh, I didn't notice.
I don't know either. I don't know what he's talking about.
When in doubt, pick C. C, final answer.
Really? Oh my God.
It's wrong, isn't it?
C is Percy Spencer, and absolutely correct.
Yay! Thank you, Ariel. Oh, I need to put your name on here because it's not on here. You're not getting credit for being.
Congratulations, you guys are going for the $1 million question. Dun dun dun. Hey, when you're putting the name in, does it go up on the screen? I don't think it does it? No.
What do you mean? On the screen where?
Oh, can we go to this camera for the $1 million question?
Oh, there you go.
There it is. There it is. Hey, everybody.
You can fit in this tiny little square.
There, now I'm in the little square.
All right, in the little square.
How's that?
Perfect.
We're playing with the two cameras, and
You look like I did a few minutes.
we have these two cameras, and we don't know how to communicate to each other that we're going from camera 1 to camera 2. We just, I mean, we just can't figure that out. 1, 2, anyway. $1 million question.
$1 million.
All right, now you know why I love it. All right. Oh, I can't show you the question. What are you frightened of if you are a word I can't pronounce?
Sound it out.
Elk. Oh, you and Mike McLean are best friends, aren't you? Big fat finger in your face. All right. What are you frightened of if you are elktrophic? Eltorophic. Oh my gosh.
Can you spell that, please?
Elktrophobic. Elktrophobic. See, that one's hard.
No, unfortunately, we're not giving any money away, Megan.
Yeah, come down and get your $1 million, Megan. But we lost, so you can't have it. Yeah, are you afraid of or frightened of bats, seagulls, chickens, or bulls?
Can you spell it?
Elktrophobic. Alektorophobic. You're afraid of beer because there's ale in it. Okay, let's go back to the regular camera.
What were the choices again?
You guys are looking up my nose.
Oh, right.
Elk.
Oh, crap.
Whoop.
Oh, see, now it's all.
Now we're messed up. Boom, boom.
All right, wait. I think I remember how to do it. Give me a second.
Oh.
Am I gonna do it?
This is tricky software, I gotta tell you. And Allison is sort of figuring it out.
I have no idea.
Oh my gosh, there's like both cameras, all 3 cameras are on at once. Hey, that's cool.
Oh, okay, wait.
Yeah, that's that little thing down at the bottom.
Yay!
Way!
I did it.
Allison knows how to do it now. Or Allison knows how to do it now.
All right. Oh.
Spell it, please. Okay, Mike, here we go. Elktrophobic. Alektorophobic. Alektorophobic. Are you afraid of bats, seagulls, chickens, or bulls?
Weightlifting people. Oh, sorry, you're on our side. Is it really? Family Feud, what?
Oh, Nick wants to steal it. Nick knows this one.
No, you can't steal it.
Nick, I think I figured it out too from...
yeah, what are the answers
I'm
again?
not telling how I figured it out. Is it bats, seagulls, chickens, or bulls? What are you frightened of if you're elktrophobic? Electorophobic as...
What's an electoro? Toro is a bull. I say bull.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say bull. Is everybody okay with that? Final answer.
Megan says chicken. I'll wait for you guys.
Bull. Final answer. Me too. Yep, that's 2.
You know, I saw the word toro in there and thought it must be bull. But it's not. According to this, C is the final answer.
No.
Mike had it with chickens.
Megan had it with chickens too.
Mike would have got it, or Megan would have got it.
I'm sorry, Mike.
But hey, you guys were going for the $1 million question, and there is no check being sent in the mail today. But congratulations, you did win the game. That's twice. That's 2 weeks in a row that you won. Your team won.
Google says it's chicken.
Ariel had to check it out. Ariel, we'll see you next week on Behind the Glass, all right? Looking forward to it. Hey guys, that's a wrap. Thank you very much for joining us. We had a good time. Thanks, Nick. Thanks for sticking around, man. Stupid chickens. Ariel, you're funny, man. Mike had a great interview with you, and Cindy, thank you. All right. Megan, thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody.
Love you all.
Thanks,
Stay safe out there. And don't forget to get your cat spayed and neutered. Megan? Huh? It's time to book an appointment.
You're not supposed to steal Bob Barker's thing. I thought you were going to get your own.
I was going to get my own, but Megan needs to get that cat spayed or neutered.
I can't. I don't know.
Good night, Richard. Thank you. Mr. Darshwood. Say hi to Ashley for us. Mwah.